Everybody. Things are very, very busy, and I want to jump straight into one of the main challenges at the moment because it's very important and everybody's talking about it. So there's no hiding from the fact that there are some technical problems in terms of data streams from type 4 sensors, and to a much lesser extent from type 3, but it's mainly from type 4 sensors, so aware element sensors. Now, the first thing I want to do is to explain in detail what is the problem and how we are looking to solve it, obviously. As you know, your sensor streams data via the internet, and these data are what we reward with tokens. Now, with type 3 and type 4 sensors, this data go from the sensor to the manufacturer's cloud system. That's step number one. The second step is that we issue API requests to the manufacturer's cloud system to bring this data into PlanetWatch. Now, given the very, very fast growth of the number of sensors onboarded in our network, what is happening is that it's a bit hard to keep up with the growth of the network, and in particular, the manufacturer's cloud can hardly fulfill all our requests. So we keep requesting data, requests for data, which we need and we reward. And let's say that the progress of the sales has been so fast that it's hard to keep up with these requests. So it's a capacity issue. That's exactly what is happening. Now, we are working on it. So on one hand, we have taken some steps to mitigate the problem, and I believe you might see already improvements in the last, since yesterday, probably today, and even more tomorrow. So we are mitigating the problem, but this is not a final solution. We want to get into a final solution as soon as possible and stability. So we are talking to the manufacturers. We have another call most likely later this week. So by next week, I want to have we need to find a solution to make the process stable, because it has to be stable. So we are all growing fast. We are all facing with challenges. We need to find a solution together. So that's exactly where we stand today. That is what is happening. Now, as I said, we have some kind of mitigation measures in place, but this is not final. It might take a little bit more time to make the whole thing stable. Let me remind you that we are trying to take measures which acknowledge this situation. The first decision was that people owning aware elements will not be paying licenses neither for November or December, or to put it better, you did pay licenses, I know, but you'll be granted 2 months of free license when your current license expires. So in some sense, it's as if you've been streaming data for free to PlanetWatch during November and December. You will catch up at the end of the current license. This is one thing. The other thing, I like to remind you that if you don't earn tokens, we don't earn either, in the sense that, as you know from the white paper, 20% of the issued rewards go to PlanetWatch. What you receive in your wallet if you own a sensor is 80% of the total rewards issued by the blockchain. So if you lose tokens, we lose them as well. So we have all the same interest, or our interests are aligned. We need to make it work as soon as possible and as well as possible. So I'm really sorry for the situation. I don't think it's a matter of putting the blame on one or the other. I just try to explain to you as clearly as possible what is actually happening. There are lots of sensors streaming data to the manufacturer's cloud. Because of that, we send lots of requests to the manufacturer's cloud. Sometimes the manufacturer's cloud cannot keep up with all these requests. There is no miracle here. We need to find a strategy to scale up resources together with them. And we need to find a solution anyway, as I said. So I believe next week we'll have a significant update on this. Okay, so this is the first topic. The second important topic I wanted to mention today is our governance vote. So what is this all about? First of all, there is a blog post which was published recently. I strongly encourage you to read this blog post. So, but in a few words, what's the matter? So as it's discussed in the white paper, indoor air quality sensors which are approved as reset air accredited monitors got classified by PlanetWatch as Type 3 devices. So Type 3 devices are indoor air quality sensors which are reset compliant. So they are very reliable and they are needed in all indoor projects aiming to obtain the reset indoor air quality certification for a venue. And that's a prestigious, very important certification. So this is so important and so prestigious that recently we realized that the level of global interest for data from reset compliant devices is even higher than we anticipated. Because of this, we believe that the current reward rates for Type 3 sensors do not fully reflect the future value of the data from these devices. So in order to properly incentivize correct deployment of such sensors, I believe that reward rates should be permanently increased by 50% with respect to the figures that you can read today in the white paper. Since this is a change in the white paper, we are submitting to the PlanetWatchers community a proposal for such an increase, and we are asking you to vote on such a proposal. That's the way we do governance in PlanetWatch. So the bottom line in terms of numbers of our proposal is that in the white paper, the tables where max daily rewards figures are displayed will be changed to reflect a 50% upgrade. Now, there is something, and we will call, if you read the blog post, we will propose you to vote to choose between two options. What we call option A means, in fact, supporting this proposal. So we will recommend that you vote for option A, but you are free to vote for whatever you feel is best. Now, the proposal is about making a change which has been already temporarily implemented by us permanent. What do I mean by this? You might remember that some time ago we decided that PlanetWatch as a company would fund a 50% bonus or increase in Type 3 sensor rewards out of our own pocket. So at the moment we are paying at the rates that we propose to make permanent in the white paper. Type 3 owners are already getting that sort of payment, but the 50% extra with respect to what you read in the white paper is paid by us. Okay, so what we are proposing is to make this permanent and paid out of the rewards budget. So now, what happens once you have voted for this governance exercise? If option A wins, Type 3 rewards will stay actually at the same value that you have today, because we are just making permanent a temporary increase that we are paying for at the moment. So we are voting to make it permanent. If option B wins, so our proposal is rejected, as of January 1st, Type 3 sensor owners will see a cut in the rewards by 1/3, by 33%, simply because the rates will revert to what is written in the white paper, which is actually 33% less of what you're getting today thanks to our bonus. So option A is about making permanent what you are seeing today. Option B is go back to the white paper as it is today. PlanetWatch can no longer fund the bonus, so it goes down. That's the bottom line. Now, it's very important to realize in any case that regardless of the outcome of this vote, rewards for Type 1, Type 2, or Type 4 are not affected at all, because the rewards budget is split in separate sub-budgets depending on the sensor type. So whatever you change for Type 3, Type 1, 2, and 4 don't change. So if you own, for example, a Type 1 device and you are worried that if you vote for option A, you might lose something in terms of reward for your sensor, that is not the case. Rewards for Type 1, for example, will not be affected either way. Okay, that's important to bear in mind, I believe. Now, as I said, all the details on how you're going to vote are in a recent blog post. So please go through it, have a look. Have a look as soon as possible and decide if you want to participate in the governance exercise and, of course, how you want to vote. Okay, so that's quite important, and it's quite important also as a project milestone to be able to ask our community to express their opinion. So last time, option A will mean you support our proposal. Option B means you reject our proposal. You choose. Okay. So there are some other general news that I'd like to give. Okay, that I said already. We recommend voting for option A. Now, this is good. There is a new listing coming soon, which is not Emirex. So Emirex is late, just to be clear. We are talking to them. They are apologizing. They're running late on the schedule. There is another very good exchange platform which agrees to list our token. I will not unveil the name today. I think as early as next week we can give the details. I think it would be very beneficial to us. So this is good and it's coming soon. One more general point. Okay, that summarized lots of questions that I get asked about sensor availability, of course, for very good reasons. Now, I think it's good enough because despite all the challenges in global markets, I believe there will be some good lot of type 1 and type 3 sensors. We should be able to put it up for sale maybe as early as next week. So I would say before Christmas. Let me take one more week to be able to confirm fully this point. But I think this is pretty likely to happen. And again, let me say for the zillionth time that sensor availability is a real worldwide challenge. It's not about PlanetWatch, it's not about Kythera, it's about Ford, it's about Tesla, you name it. So it's a global, everything comes from a global shortage of electronic components and additional challenges related to the pandemic in terms of logistics, transports, and shipping. So yeah, I would say it's not our fault. It's nobody's fault, really. Sometimes, as you know, I say that's my fault. But these issues with sensor availability are really, really global. So everybody's doing their best. Everybody has the same interest. And having said that, I'm quite optimistic for next year for a number of reasons. So I think it's going to be much better. Now, another general point before we move into Q&A, there is a fairly large number of tech-related tickets which were opened, and people are complaining because they are not being answered timely. Now, here the reason is not shortage of staff, people being lazy or anything. The reason is that most of the tech-related tickets point out issues on which we are working to solve them technically. So it's not about answering here. The point is about solving the problems. So as soon as the problems are solved, we will announce it, and that's what really matters. Let me say one more word about cheating. As you know, the focus of our project is generating data which are scientifically sound and which become valuable over time, even in business terms. And everybody who is trying to bend the rules of the white paper, putting up what we can call sensor farms, is a cheater as far as we're concerned, is in breach of our terms and conditions. So we are taking actions, we are devoting some resources to try to detect anomalies in the data flows. And some people are even posting pictures on social channels where they essentially show proudly that they are cheating. Well, what can I say? Cheaters beware, because now, as you know, with the KYC system, we have a name for each sensor. So if we find that someone has KYC'd himself and then he's a cheater, at the very least, we will ban him for life. So he'll no longer be able to be a Planet Watcher and to earn tokens. In some extreme cases, we might even take legal action because this kind of behavior is detrimental to a very large worldwide community. So what can I say? Don't do it. It's not worth under any point of view, in my opinion. But just do your own assessment of risks and opportunities to me, you are a cheater if you do that, and you'll be treated as a cheater. Now, okay, this is a time where I will go through your questions in detail. So hopefully more useful information will come out of the Q&A session. So there is another small point, but important point that I've been asked to confirm. Since we are using licenses as placeholders on waiting lists for our sensors, given the shortage of sensors, you should know that there is no way to jump the queue, if you see what I mean by doing things with licenses. So we will be enforcing strictly the waiting list, and there is no way to go around it other than taking the risk of buying devices on the open market, and I'll say something about that later. Okay, so questions. Nice questions. People are asking, when are we going to do more than detecting pollution, like removing pollution from the water and doing these kind of actions? Now, as I said several times, the name of the company is PlanetWatch, is not AirWatch. However, we need to do things in the right order. At some point we will discuss new use cases for our framework. We even have some technology ready, but first we want and need to make an impact on air quality. We need to show that our approach to environmental monitoring is successful. So we need to do things in the right order. Okay, then there is a technical question about countdown before the live stream starts for this AMA. I'm not sure I understand what is the suggestion, so I will check with the technical team. Sorry. Again, questions about delays for Kythera emails. Once again, delays are related most of the time to manufacturing procurement challenges, so it's hard to make forecasts. I'm just very optimistic for next year. And when the time comes, I will tell you in detail why I am optimistic. But for the time being, we all need to live with unwanted delays, unfortunately. Next question. Question about the next milestones for PlanetWatch. Okay, very fair question. We did publish a kind of a tentative roadmap, but let me spell it out now. One milestone is achieving full-scale outdoor air quality deployments in a number of major cities worldwide. And Miami, as you heard last week, is one on the list. In order to achieve a very large deployment, we want to get everything right. So we need to be able to deploy in the best way. Political endorsement is important, obviously. So we are trying to put all the elements together to become relevant in several large cities worldwide and achieve, in this way, worldwide visibility. Listing our token on major exchanges will be also a milestone. So far, we have listed the token on 2 centralized exchanges. A third one is coming soon, and a fourth one as well when Emirates are ready, plus a DEX named Tinyman. We want to go on the big ones. There's no question about it. That will be a milestone. We're working for it. The last milestone I want to mention is that we are looking to release new standards for the sensors that we onboard to add data security as well as reliability of the data streams. So, yeah, we are looking, of course, to make sure that the problems that you have experienced the last few weeks don't happen again. We release also standards for our business partners. We are not going to partner with any entity who says, I want to deploy sensors. We are setting up our own priorities, which I just stated in terms of cities and in terms of the way we want to deploy. We will let businesses apply to become a PlanetWatch partner, but we will be very choosy and picky because we won't let anybody spoil the project. Okay, so we'll be spelling out rules on what we expect from all our partners. Very positive question. How can we help create more PlanetWatch partnerships like the one for Miami? As I said, we will select business partners also in terms of their potential to help us unlock such partnerships. If you believe you can add value to these processes, please send an email to business@ planetwatch.io. Okay, we welcome any suggestion, and then we will be selective, as I said. Next question, classical, very classical question. Are you going to privilege business partners with respect to PlanetWatchers in terms of queuing for sensors, and would they skip the queue, things like that? Again, the matter is we are managing separate processes for onboarding, well, for PlanetWatchers and for corporate partners. We believe that PlanetWatch needs both to grow, so we take the responsibility to manage both streams in the way we deem best. So it is that's what it is. I believe that the grassroots, let's call it that, the PlanetWatchers community, the retail community, if you want to speak in business terms, is crucial to the success of PlanetWatch because it creates worldwide engagement. It is thanks to you guys, your enthusiasm, that we are becoming visible, that we can make politicians move, because when people in a city measure the environment and see things they don't like, they can move politics, they can move processes, they can create visibility and engagement. At the same time, if we want to deploy fast, in some situations, business partners are instrumental to go fast and to standardize deployments, which is also important. I talked about guidelines. We will release general guidelines about deployment soon, and we will ask all PlanetWatchers, including the grassroots community, to try to comply with them, because it's about the quality of the data. It's a bit easier, of course, to convince a company to deploy in a standardized way, but we will ask everybody to comply with these standards. So we need both corporate partners and the community at large in the world. There is no way of splitting these two. There is no way of doing one without the other, I believe. So trust us, we'll try to manage the situation in the best possible ways. And again, once again, I can see procurement challenges easing up next year. So, of course, if we manage to have lots of sensors available, there will be really no issue or whether you're preferring these guys or these guys and so on. I have a question from somebody who purchased an Atmo tube. There was a little lot of Atmo tube which was put up for sale online. They sold out in a few seconds because of bots. I know, I heard that. What can we do to protect PlanetWatchers from these kind of things? Well, let me be a bit blunt. Probably nothing. What I can tell you once again is that if you buy from us, you might wait longer, but you won't have nasty surprises. There is no way for us, or for any company for that matter, to block third parties from selling PlanetWatch approved sensors. I believe there is really no way. So that's the reality. Having said that, I want to tell you one thing. If any entity today claims to be a PlanetWatch approved reseller, they are lying. So beware. As of today, we have no reselling agreements with any company. We are partnering with some companies, but anybody who uses the word reseller, approved reseller, authorized reseller, that is not true. Also because the hardware is not produced by us. So we are technically a reseller of some hardware brands, and resellers normally don't have sub-resellers, if you see what I mean. This might change in the future when we release our own hardware, but beware of entities claiming to be PlanetWatch resellers. You could even report it to us, that would be helpful. Good question. What happened to the technical AMA? That would be very interesting. Right, correct. We need to resume them as soon as possible. So as you can guess, the technical team is very, very busy to solve technical issues, but we do want and need to improve technical communication, and AMAs are the right way to do it. It could be live AMAs or answering in writing via blog posts, but we need to do it. So we'll resume it as soon as possible. Same goes for the science ones. And again, it's about people being a bit overstretched, but we need to make this more regular. have a question about the Decipher event, which I attended last week, the event, the Algorand ecosystem event in Miami. And somebody's asking, apart from yourself, for PlanetWatch, what you find most exciting in terms of the Algorand community? Okay, great question. I see a lot of potential. One thing that I find exciting is the community itself. So I see a lot of potential in the fact that the ecosystem as a whole is supporting projects in all possible ways. So the Algorand Foundation is a great institution offering financial grants and guidance to innovative projects. Then there are private firms such as Borderless Capital who are putting a lot of effort and betting a lot on the success of the Algorand ecosystem. So one thing that I find exciting is the fact that all these players are working together. In terms of specific projects, as you know, as I announced, one project which is kind of close to us is Climate Trade. They are offering carbon credits to companies and leveraging the Algorand blockchain. We have a partnership with them, which will enable us to offer the possibility to convert Planet tokens into carbon credits, which could be of great interest, especially to corporates. So that is very cool projects. There are many cool projects. What is extremely cool, I believe, is the fact that there is a community of people wishing to help each other. Somebody's asking about the revised white paper, which I previously mentioned. When? Good point. I believe we'll be able to release it in January, early in January, and it will incorporate the outcome of the governance vote. So it makes sense to update white paper once an important issue such as Type 3 rewards has been decided upon, obviously. Congrats on the 1 billion streams. Keep it up. Now, this is great. Thank you for congratulations. As you can see from our Explorer, we already exceeded 1 billion data streams. And we didn't find the time to announce it, which is bad. So, another little announcement. We are beefing up our communication team, that was overdue. We are hiring a young in-house dynamic communication person, plus we are getting the support of a leading PR agency, international PR agency. So thank you for the congratulations, which makes me think, which we didn't even make a tweet about it, which is a bit embarrassing. And we are looking forward to step up communication in a powerful way. So that's all I had today for you guys. I don't want to repeat myself, but things are not perfect. You can trust that we are working full-time on all the issues. You can trust, I would say, that in the long term, if you stay with us, you will you will deliver value to us, you will get value back, and all the growing pains that we have now, we are doing our best to sort them out, and we're doing our best. So we are a startup. We are a successful startup, that's for sure, I believe. Thanks to you. And if you keep supporting us, we'll be a successful company which grows, delivers value to the planet, and delivers value to their supporters. So thank you for your attention. Keep it up and keep watching the planet. Bye-bye.